Oh, Mike Bloomberg. Fuck this motherfucker. God damn it. We got an oligarch trying to buy the presidency. Now, I made a statement on my Twitter last week that whoever gets the nomination on the Democrat side, even if it's not Bernie Sanders, we should still vote for because it's very important to get Trump out of office. And I got to take part of that back. If it's Mike Bloomberg, I don't recommend voting for him. I think it sets a very dangerous precedent and a president to allow a billionaire just to buy the fucking presidency, which is what the fuck he's doing. So this guy is a Republican, okay? He ran as a Republican mayor. He spoke at the Republican National Convention in support of George Bush. Last year, he basically became a Democrat again. He hasn't been a Democrat in many years, but he re-registered as a Democrat just fucking last year so he could run as a Democrat. And it's very obvious that the DNC and Bloomberg don't really give a shit if Trump is elected president again. They have no problem with that. They just want to ensure that Bernie doesn't get the nomination because they're terrified that they might lose $1 or two by having to actually pay their fair share in taxes. So that's the only reason this guy has jumped in the race, and he's spending all this money to try to buy the presidency to keep Bernie Sanders from winning. So a lot of new video and old interviews he's done have come to light that show just what a racist Republican piece of shit this motherfucker is. And we're going to take a look at a few of them. Here's one of them. Let's start right off. And he sounds exactly like every other right-wing chud anti-SJW on the internet.
Joe Biden went out and apologized for being male, over 50, white. He apologized for the one piece of legislation, which is actually a pretty good anti-crime bill, which if the liberals ever read it, most of the things they like would be is in that bill. They should have loved that, but they never even bothered to read it. You're anti-crime, you must be anti-populist.
So basically he said he went out there and apologized for being a straight white male. Never apologized for being a straight white male. Oh my God, the white people are being discriminated against. It's the same stupid bullshit. And then he touts his tough on crime bill. He should have fucking backed up his tough on crime bill. It was awesome. It's awesome to be tough on crime, but we see here his tough on crime rhetoric is just racism. That's all it boils down to. Black people commit all the crimes. Let's lock them up. Let's hear some more examples of his fucking racist bullshit. Dudes, please don't let this guy get any goddamn where near the White House.
They just keep saying, oh, it's a disproportionate percentage of a particular ethnic group. That may be, but it's not a disproportionate percentage of those who witnesses and victims describe as committing the murder. In that case, incidentally, I think we disproportionately stop whites too much and minorities too little.
Good fucking Lord, yep. We stop white people too much. We need to focus more on black people. Racial profiling, very important, folks. Good God, he tried so hard to defend his stop and frisk where they just flooded black neighborhoods with cops who, shithead cops. All cops are bastards, There's no wonder black people hate cops so much. You flood their neighborhoods, you throw them up against the wall, whether guilty or not, start fucking frisking them. And fucking cops are assholes, so they don't do it gently or nicely or respectfully. And then you wonder why black people don't feel like they're wanted members of our society. It's because of motherfucking shitheads like this goddamn billionaire, this racist fucking billionaire. And let's look at some more examples of this stupid bullshit. Here we go. Here's some more. Mike Bloomberg blaming black folks for 95% of the murders. Shit you not.
95% of your murderers and murder victims fit one MO. You can just take the description, Xerox it, and pass it out to all the cops. They are male minorities, 15 to 25. That's true in New York. It's true in virtually every city. And that's where the real crime is. You've got to get the guns out of the hands of the people that get killed. So you want to spend the money, put a lot of cops in the street, put those cops where the crime is, which means in minority neighborhoods. So it's one of the unintended consequences is people say, oh my God, you are arresting kids for marijuana that are all minorities. Yes, that's true. Why? Because we put all the cops in the minority neighborhoods. Yes, that's true. Why we do it? Because that's where all the crime is.
And they've already shown that white people smoke marijuana at the exact same rate as black people do. Yet black people are arrested twice as much. And he's like, yeah, well, it's fine. That's because we put so many cops in there to bust them. No wonder they fucking hate you, motherfuckers. Good Lord, blaming 95% of the murders on black folks. And I looked it up, and it's somewhere near 50%, I think. Not anywhere near 95%. But instead of blaming black folks for this, why not look at the root causes of these problems, you know? The fact that hundreds of years of oppression have caused black people to have 10 times less wealth than white folks, you know, less schooling. There's so many problems that you can point out that have been caused by the white supremacist power structure. But these motherfuckers love the white supremacist power structure. It's how they got all their fucking money, right? It's how they got all their privilege, how they got all their opportunities. So instead of trying to fix the root problems that are causing this, he just wants to throw blame and lock them all away, right? It's just racist as fuck. Good Lord. This guy's a Republican. Democrats, wake the fuck up. Here's some more bullshit. More racist bullshit from Mike Bloomberg. Example after example of this horrific bullshit.
Cohort of black and Latino males aged, let's say, 16 to 25 that don't have jobs, don't have any prospects, don't know how to find jobs, don't know what their skill sets are, don't know how to behave in the workplace where they have to work collaboratively. Cohort.
Yeah, it's all these uppity blacks. They ain't got no jobs or prospects. They don't know how to act. I wonder why they ain't got no fucking job prospects, motherfucker. Maybe it's because of dipshits like you stereotyping them, spreading propaganda about them, spreading straw men about them. I mean, not trying to fix the root problems of the lack of education in poor communities, of the fact that they actually lack the opportunities, the same exact opportunities that white people have. And we already know that if you have a black-sounding name, you have to send out 50% more job resumes. We already know that you're privileged if you're white. It's much easier to get a job. So I wonder fucking why they have problems with employment in this country, you motherfucking son of a goddamn bitch. Fuck this guy. This is so infuriating. This guy's worth $65 fucking billion. Gonna fucking buy the presidency with this racist ass. And the DNC just gonna let him have it, man. They're so fucking scared of Bernie, they're gonna let him fucking have it. No. Fuck this. And here he is, after he's been racist as fuck, basically saying, oh, the problem is we give too much money to poor people. That's the real problem. Entitlements. That's what's going to bankrupt us. Not the fact that motherfuckers like me have $65 goddamn billion. More money than I could spend in 10,000 fucking lifetimes. That's not the problem. The problem is we give too much fucking money to the poor. Listen to this cocksucker. And I don't mean that in a gay way. I mean that in a bad way.
The bottom line is we have to find ways to do more with less, or in any case, spend less. And spending less, unless you can find a ways, generally means that you can't do everything you want. And there's just not people that say, well, there is corruption and waste. I mean, it is so trivial. It probably costs you more to find it than, not that we shouldn't go after it, but let's get serious. The entitlements are going to bankrupt us, just like the pension system and healthcare is going to bankrupt corporations. And we have to find some ways to do it.
That's right. It's the poor's. Giving too much money to the poor. It's the welfare state. We got to eliminate that. No, motherfucker. We got to start taxing goddamn billionaires like you. Maybe put this motherfucker in jail, in my opinion. Like, not just at first. I'm talking about taxing him where you take the vast majority of his money away from him. And then if he tries to fucking hide it, if he takes it to offshores, if he tries to fucking... What you doing, buddy? If he tries not to pay his fair share, lock his ass up. That's my opinion. Don't make this guy president. Make him president of the fucking jail cell. Fuck him. And here he is saying that, hey, you know what we need? We need to double the classroom size for teachers. Yeah, that makes sense. This motherfucker's daughter went to a K through 12 school, the Spence School, where the tuition was $54,000 a year, where the ratio of faculty to students was 6-1. But for you motherfuckers who can't afford fancy ass schools for your children, he wants to double the classroom size of your fucking children. Look at this fucking asshole.
In education, it is quality of teacher, quality of teacher, quality of teacher. And I would, if I had the ability, which nobody does really, to just design the system and say, ex cathedra, this is what we're going to do, You would cut the number of teachers in half, but you would double the compensation of them, and you would weed out all the bad ones and just have good teachers. And double the class size with a better teacher is a good deal for the students.
Yeah, what a great deal. I don't practice what I preach, of course, because the school I send my daughter to has a 6-to-1 ratio, but yeah, I'm going to double the fucking class size for your kids. That's a great idea, isn't it? No, it's not, you fucking piece of shit. And here he is, talking about what good friends he is with Donald Trump. And it's no wonder he was a Republican until fucking last goddamn year.
You say that you're a big fan of Donald Trump.
Friend of Donald Trump's, he's a New York icon.
You've actually been quoted saying you're a big fan, but let me ask you, do you take him seriously as a presidential candidate, and what do you think of him making such a big deal about the issue of whether or not Barack Obama was born in the United States?
Look, anybody can run for president if you're 35 and an American citizen and born here. The president was born here. This birther issue is more than one person. There's a lot of groups that have glommed onto this.
Yeah, it's okay that Trump is fucking racist shit, talking about the birthday issue. A lot of people have done that. Let's not even talk about that, fucking dickhead on Fox News. And guess what, folks? On top of everything else, he's also a transphobic piece of shit. Yep, I shit you not. Let's listen to this transphobic bullshit. Good Lord, this guy's a ghoul.
Think about it. If you think about it, we, the intelligentsia, people who could make it into this room, we believe in a lot of things in terms of equality and protecting individual rights that make no sense to the vast bulk of people. They're not opposed to you having some rights, but there's a fundamental disconnect between us believing the rights of the individual come first and the general belief around the world, I think it's fair to say, that the rights of society comes first. And so I don't know how many are familiar with the bathroom issue in the United States. Anybody know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I do.
If you want to know, is somebody a good salesman, give them the job of going to the Midwest and picking a town and selling to that town the concept that some man wearing a dress should be in the locker room with their daughter. If you can sell that, you can sell anything.
Yeah, trans women are just men in dresses. Good fucking Lord, he's a Republican. He's even I don't say far right, but pretty fucking far right Republican. This is the same exact goddamn talking points the alt-right uses. What in the fuck, DMC? What? This is so frustrating. How is this fucking possible? But I guess, you know, it's America, capitalism. You can fucking buy the fucking presidency if you want to. And he's even a fucking idiot, man. This dude walks up to him and gets him to say stop and frisk for a picture. And he fucking does it. Doesn't even goddamn think about what's happening, that he's being mocked.
Hey, Mike, say stop and frisk. Racist piece of shit.
You racist piece of shit? Yep. Love that guy. But you can tell he said it without thinking. And then he was like, oh, okay. Now I get it. You're trolling me, punking me. Yeah, you get punked, dipshit. Good fucking Lord. And guess what? On top of all that, not only is he racist, not only is he transphobic, not only is he a piece of shit that wants to lock up black people for smoking marijuana, he also has 40 sexual harassment and discrimination lawsuits brought against him. The dude is a serial sexual harasser like Donald Trump is. They're the fucking same person, basically. They want to run the same person both on the Republican and the Democratic side. This is America, folks. 64 women. Whole article in GQ magazine about it. This world has to be a comedy. It has to be a dark comedy. There's no way this society can be real. I just don't fucking believe it. Seriously. And Ted Danson, piece of shit Ted Danson, endorsed Bloomberg. It's a big club, folks, and you and I ain't in it. Ted was literally just getting arrested with Jane Fonda for climate protests, and now he's backing the fossil fuel baron. Yeah, who gives a shit? Here he is in blackface. You so cool, Ted fucking Danson. Cheers, motherfucker. And this woman, Queen, love her. People had to start speaking out. She actually ran on stage, and they cut her mic real fast, but she said what she needed to say.
I am that excited.
That is not democracy.
plutocracy.
Yep, they cut our mic real quick. But that's what it is. It's plutocracy. He's buying you. Boo. Fuck all you motherfuckers. Fuck all you goddamn sellouts to democracy. You've sold your fucking souls, motherfuckers. This is not how democracy is supposed to work. The rich people are not supposed to be able to buy our goddamn elections. You're letting it happen. You're fucking booing this woman who has more guts than any of you ever goddamn dreamed of. You fucks. So goddamn infuriating. And, this is how much money this motherfucker has. Seriously. If you have $500 in the bank and you spend $2.75 on a subway swipe in the crumbling MTA, a billionaire like Mike Bloomberg, who has $64 billion in the bank and spends $350 million on TV ads bragging about how good of a mayor they were, you spent more of your wealth than the billionaire has. Eat the fucking rich, folks. If this isn't proof that money gives you more power in society that they shouldn't fucking have, nothing will. Nothing will. These people should not be allowed to have this much power. They absolutely should not have. And if you disagree, you're a bootlicker. That's all there is fucking to it. You might as well lick his goddamn taint. There should be a wealth cap. I totally agree. The case of Bloomberg illustrates very well how money equals political power, and it's unhealthy for democracy when there's so much power concentrated in one person with no accountability to the people whatsoever. Bloomberg has $62 billion. He has spent more than $350 million on ads. I think it's $400 million now. $400 million. He has bought up political operatives in almost every state. He gave the DNC $800,000 to change the debate qualification rules to allow himself in. He will buy the support of politicians. That's exactly what he's doing. He is buying the election. We cannot allow this to fucking happen. Hell to the no. And did you guys know that he literally hired the marketing team behind the Fire Festival to make his online campaign memes? Now, you got to give it to him. As much of a scam and a horrific outing as the Fire Festival turned out to be, the advertising department actually did a great job selling this fake bullshit to rich kids and conning them out of their money. So I guess, it's a natural that somebody like Bloomberg would hire these crooked motherfuckers to run his campaign. Unlimited wealth to do whatever the fuck he wants to do. And so what they've been doing now is they're going online and they're bribing teenagers. They're bribing these online influencers. Some teen memers, many of whom can't yet vote, were excited about the prospect of working with Bloomberg. I would be down. Bread is bread, said the 15-year-old man of Big Dad Whip. That would be kind of dope. I could say I helped a presidential candidate. Yeah, these little kids. Gonna fucking use their platforms to get bought out by Bloomberg to try to help this motherfucker become president. What do they give a shit? They can't even vote. And here's some examples of this cringy-ass advertising campaign. This, I guess, guerrilla advertising campaign that they're trying to start on the internet. These are a bunch of different meme accounts on Instagram that got paid by Bloomberg to make these posts. Hello, Jerry. My granddaughter showed me this account. Your memes are very humorous. Can you post a meme that lets everyone know I'm the cool candidate? What did you have in mind? Oof, that will cost $1 billion. What's your Venmo? So clever. All these are so clever. And there's example out of example of him doing this. Him buying up all these goddamn influencers. It's just so depressing, folks. We have to get this money away from these fucking billionaires. It just don't make any fucking sense. And he's, you can earn $150 by making custom content that tells us why Mike Bloomberg is the electable candidate, who can rise above the fray, work across the aisle so all Americans feel heard and respected. That's what he's putting out there. If you're one of the many wannabe social media celebrities with between 1,000 and 100,000 followers, and no shame, you can earn $150 making custom content that tells us why Mike Bloomberg is electable candidate who can rise above the fray, work across the aisle so all Americans feel heard and respected. Yep. You want to sell yourself for $150? You want to sell your goddamn country out for $150? Well, now's your chance, bootlickers. Do it. It's $150. Wow. Think of all that money you're getting. It's just, damn it, folks. It's just very frustrating. And you got to wonder, at this point, who is being bought out? Who in the media is getting under-the-table hush money to support Bloomberg? I don't want to start any conspiracies, but Soledad O'Brien, looking at you. Here's Mahdi Hassan, who truthfully says he has so much to apologize for. Not just racist stop and frisk, but his comments about women. They're already a right-wing, racist, misogynist billionaire in the White House. Why swap him for another one? And Soledad brought in and says, love you, but this is absurd. Oh, is it absurd? You didn't think it was absurd, Soledad, when you were saying exactly the fucking same thing? I will say what I've said a million times. With his quotes about stop and frisk, black women will not ever support Mayor Bloomberg's candidacy. Like, ever. You're literally saying exactly the same thing the guy just said. That you said was absurd. Why are you changing your opinion now, Soledad O'Brien? Do the checks clear? So disappointed. Good Lord. Our democracy is in peril, folks, like it has never been in before. And it's coming from the fucking DNC this time. Supposedly our fucking side. Hell to the no. To the no, 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 no. Who with me? All right, that's all my rant about Mike Bloomberg. Fuck this motherfucker and fuck everybody who's supporting him.
This is the greatest show. It's everything you ever want. It's everything.